Good evening, everybody. How are we doing this evening? I know some of us or some of you are watching me from different parts of the world. Welcome to my live today, and I hope that today we are going to learn and learn about 30 proven 30 proven 30 proven reasons as to why we should let our kids learn online, because this research has been done and it works. So, whether you are a language teacher, a parent raising a bilingual child, or a student, or simply someone who loves learning languages, this live stream is for you. And most of these insights are backed with research and real teaching explanations, which will completely change how you teach language and how you learn language. And I believe that by the end of this live stream that you are going to walk out of this session with practical tips, and you can start using and learning language more, and engaging, and if you're a teacher, being effective in your teaching and enjoying this language now. If you could grab a notebook, invite a friend, and let's get started. Let's dive into this learning. I want us to begin with fact number one. Yeah, fact number one, where they say, or where we know that consistency beats long study sessions. Have you ever asked yourselves why children would get bored very fast? It is because we have those long studying where we believe that if they study for 2 hours or 3 hours a week, then they are going to understand. No, 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 no. That's not the thing. The thing here is consistency. So if we have consistency in learning this language each and every day, it becomes even better, because they are going to become very fluent, and they will start speaking soon. So imagine dedicating 15 to 20 minutes of your child's day in learning, everyday learning. That one really beats the 3 hours that you say that they will study, or they will study that particular language on Tuesday or Wednesday for 3 hours. Research has proven that consistency will work way better than those 3 hours or those 2 hours that you are putting aside that you want them to learn. The brain remembers the information better, through regular exposure. So if we expose our children to this particular language each and every day now, it's going to train their brain, and it is going to remember this information because it is, you have given them regular exposure. So that's how we say consistency beats, the long study sessions. I don't know whether you agree with me. So if you agree with me, please type on the comment section what your experience has been with consistency, or studying or teaching them or having them learn 3 hours a day, or 15 to 20 minutes a day. Tell me, what do you think works better? But as for me, I believe that each and every day having 20 minutes is way better than having to do it once a week for several hours. Remember, we need to keep them engaged, we need to keep them hooked, yeah, not getting bored in the midst of them learning. So, bit by bit is way better. Uh-huh. So, another fact that has been proven is children learn best through plays. Uh-huh. Children learn better through plays. You know. Now, imagine using games, songs, stories, and role plays. Yeah, this one keeps kids very engaged. When and it makes learning very fun. Children naturally absorb new vocabularies and sentence patterns through that play. Mhm. So it will always be in their mind like, oh, this is the song we sang when we were remembering these vocabularies. Oh, this is what we did when we were doing this and this. So that one will stick into in their minds. And that's why we say the best way for them to learn it is through these, the plays that they have in class, the plays that they have, learning online. Yeah. So with that, I know that it is going to be way better than that one that is really forced, without any interaction with the teacher and the learner. Yeah. That is point number two. Number three, um, remember, this whatever we are looking at today is uh, the proven facts about learning Swahili online. It might be for kids or also adults. Okay, so in this case, adults need to have what we call meaningful conversation. They need to have meaningful conversations. Now, here it is. Adults learn faster when lessons relate to what we call, the real life situation. If you are an adult, yeah, you need to, learn this language with meaningful conversation, and you will learn faster when the lessons or the structured lessons is relating to the real life situation. For example, traveling, shopping, work, talking to family members, and all that. So, as adults, if you want to learn this language online, I know maybe you want to learn it because you're being pushed, you want to travel to Africa, you want to come and see your family member. So you are pushed to, learning the language, because of the traveling purposes, and you really want to relate to these people. And above all, you really want to have real conversations with these people. So learning online will definitely help you in this. Remember, if you want to have a conversation with these people and they are far. So the only way that you can match up and close up the geography, it is first learning this online, and then now you can have phone calls with them, and then you can also like travel, because I know in most cases also parents they tend to want their kids to learn or to maintain their cultural heritage because of this, because they don't want their kids to lose their roots. Mhm. Another thing is that mistake helps people learn. Why am I saying this? You know, every mistake shows what needs to improve. I know. Let's say, for example, you know, you said something, but it didn't feel right, or you didn't say it right, and then you feel like, oh, I think I need to get better in this. So it is that one mistake that is making you feel like, There needs to be an improvement here. Like, I need to learn, I need to know this. So learners who aren't afraid to make mistakes usually become fluent speakers very fast because they are they are ready to work it out. They are ready to make mistakes in order to learn. So mistakes help people learn. They give you that push, they give you that drive to want to become better. That is point number 4. Now, point number 5 is speaking from day one builds confidence. Yes, that is true. So if you start speaking today, you might not be good at it, but if you start speaking today, it will build up confidence in you, and you will, you know, keep on becoming better day by day. Now, look at this. Students don't need to know 100 words before speaking. No, you don't need to know 100 words. You don't need to know a lot of words so that you may start speaking. You can use that little that you know to start speaking because it is from there that now your vocabulary will grow. It is from there now you'll start minimizing the mistakes that you make. Now, using simple greeting and short sentences immediately develops confidence. Do you agree with me there? I hope we are all on the same page because this is what I believe that you don't have to have a lot of vocabulary so that you speak. Some people may say that, "Oh, I only know a few words." Use those few words that you have to communicate. uh Because those few words are going to build what we call confidence. And from there now, you may start speaking soon because confidence is what we need before we even start speaking. That was point number 5. Let's look at point number 6. Number 6, we have what we call now repetition strengthens memory. That is very true. So if you keep on repeating something over and over again, it will strengthen your memory. You know why? That's why in Tayari we will teach particular vocabulary. We will keep on repeating it in songs, stories, online activities because we know that if we keep on repeating, the learners are going to understand it better and it's going to, strengthen their memory. And it's not easy for whatever they have learned to get to disappear. No, it will stick in their mind. Okay. So using this, same words multiple times moves, help moves them from, short-term memory to long-term memory. Yeah, that one works because I have seen it in most of my students because of what we do in class. The following day, if you come and you're trying to do a recap and you want to know if they remember what we did yesterday, you'll find that most of them remember most of the things that we learned because there was a lot of repetition. There were a lot of activities that were done around those vocabularies. All right. To that part, do we have a question? If you have a question, you can type it in the comment section so that we look at it together and have a discussion around it. So, another proven fact that learning Swahili online works is that visuals improves understanding. The visuals improve understanding. Now, most teachers use pictures, they use flashcards, they use gestures when they are teaching, and we also have videos which help the learners to understand new words very well without needing any translation. Because when you have all those things and then you just have them there online when you are teaching, It will help these learners understand and know these new words simply without needing this translation, because they will see. Let's say, for example, you are teaching about parts of the body, and then you post kichwa, kichwa, just the picture of the head with the word kichwa. The student will definitely know Kichwa is head. See, they would have known that without even needing, translation. So visuals really help in learning Swahili online, because it helps them to understand very fast. Yeah. So another proven fact is that music improves language learning. Music improves language learning. So at Sayari, we usually have our own songs, and these songs we make sure that they have those vocabularies that we have learned that particular day. And with those vocabularies in there, we make sure that it is repeated, and it is repeated with, you know, some actions. Some actions, we may say that if yeah, with some actions like clap your hands, jump so high, make a twirl, you know. So this, music improving learning, that is true, because songs actually will make vocabulary and pronunciation easier to remember, because rhythm and melody, they strengthen learning. They strengthen the memory, they help in learning as well. So imagine this particular song has very good, melody, has a very good rhythm, and which makes the learners to sing, maybe even, sing along. Tell me, do you think it will be, do you think they are going to forget those vocabularies? No, it is going to to stay in their mind. They will keep on remembering, because the main aim of this music, it is to strengthen their memories. Another thing is that stories make vocabularies memorable. Yes, stories make the vocabularies memorable. Why am I saying that? Like today, in my previous stream, today we were learning about weather. And we had a very, very funny and interesting story where we had Jua, which is the sun, and, rain, which is Mvua. They were fighting, because one of them wanted to, the sun wanted to shine the whole day. The rain also wanted to rain the whole day, and then nobody could budge. They all wanted to, have that happen. But we have other types of weather that came in to intervene to make sure that everything is okay. Where now they decided that let them all do together, like the sun to shine a little, and then the rain to also rain. To we have droplets of rain, little droplets of rain, and then there we had rainbow. I mean, that's a very interesting story. So, and through that story, we were able now to learn jua, mvua, baridi, upepo, joto. So through that, through the story, the vocabularies were very easy to memorize, were very easy to understand. Yeah. And we know that people understand words better when they are part of the story, instead of, isolating them, just having a vocabulary list aside. So when we incorporate them in a story, it is well understood. It becomes very, very memorable to children. Not only children, but even to adults who are learning this language. Yeah. And then let's go to point number 10. Point number 10. So, and in number 10, we have parents play a huge role, in children's language success. That is true. Parents who are here, just know that you play a very huge role in your child's language success. You know, parents, you don't need to be, to speak the language fluently. No, what you need to do, you can encourage your children to, practice by reading books, singing songs, and even creating a regular language routine. Parents, do you have any routine that you do with your kids? If you have a routine that you do with your kids, please tell us in the comment section. What routine do you usually have with your kids, so that to be in a position of maintaining this heritage, to be in a position of making sure that the children are learning their roots, the children are, knowing where they are belonging. Tell us in the comment section, what is your routine? Now, another proven fact that we have, it is that online learning removes what we call the geographical barrier. Learning online removes the geographical barrier. You don't have to come all the way from where you are. Maybe you are in Australia, in the United States, Canada, all the way to Kenya to learn. No. A, a teacher in Kenya can successfully teach a student who is in the US, who is in Canada, who is in Australia or Europe without anyone traveling. And it makes it easier because it's it has reduced this distance between us. Now, tell me, and maybe you have wanted your kids to learn and you don't know how to go about it. You can send us an email at learn. You can send us an email at learn@tayari.live, and we are going to guide you on this journey of learning Swahili, or letting your kids learn Swahili. Remember, this is the best gift you can give your children, because they will carry it from generation to generation, because this is their root, this is their heritage. So, another proven one is live interactions improves fluency. That is true. Live interaction improves fluency. Yeah. When you interact with someone that you see online, it improves fluency. Remember here, maybe you and the teacher are just having a conversation, and you maybe say that 5 minutes of your class just asking the learner how their day was, how school was, in that particular target language. Each and every day, this will improve fluency. Speaking with a real teacher develops what we call listening and speaking skill much faster than watching maybe recorded videos alone. So this one will make sure that you as a student or your kid, to develop these speaking skills very fast if they are having an interaction, live interaction with the teacher. Again, it will make them be confident in their speaking as well. because from that point they are going to um, want to know more, want to know to make mistakes. Mhm. Another point is that confidence grows without perfection. Do you know why? Confidence grows without perfection. Most of the students feel confident, with continuing practice. So that if they keep on practicing every day, if they continue having those 15 to 20 minutes every day, they are going to be confident in their speaking. Yeah. You know, now we've seen that most of the students who feel confident continue practicing and practicing, it naturally leads to accuracy over time. Remember, in my ILIs, we say that speaking a language is something that grows gradually. So remember again, it is consistency, it is practicing that will naturally lead them to be very accurate over time. I know most of the parents would say that, I have enrolled my child in a Swahili class. She should be speaking in the next, 1 week. No, it doesn't happen like that. You need to be patient, and this is a gradual process. It's not something that just happens overnight. No, it doesn't happen like that. Another point is pronunciation improves fluent listening. Eh? Pronunciation improves frequent listening. Sorry, I think I said it wrong. So, pronunciation improves with frequent listening. Hearing a native speak, you know, regularly, it trains learners to recognize what they call the sounds, uh and copy correct pronunciation. So let's say that the child is having this live interaction with the teacher, or you are having live interaction with the teacher, each and every day. Remember, here you are listening, and maybe because you're not confident enough to speak in that target language, you just respond in English. But at that time, you are paying attention to, how some certain words are pronounced. So, this one, hearing the native speak, would train learners, train you to recognize sounds and eventually correct, copy and correct the pronunciation maybe of how you've been speaking. So let's have this in mind that pronunciation improves with frequent listening. You need to keep on listening to a frequent speak that particular language, because from there, that is when now you'll, copy and correct the pronunciation, because this one would really help you because you have heard how they speak, and maybe you admire how they speak, and then you say, someday this would be me, you know. So, another proven fact is that young children imitate naturally. Young children imitate naturally. That is true. And that's why we said earlier, last week, on when there was a question that I was answering where most of the parents would ask, at what age or when is the best time for a child to learn a language? The best time is when they are young, because when they are young, they tend to understand that language, they tend to learn faster. And then now here we have another point where young children imitate naturally. Yes, that is true. Children, they copy sounds, they copy expression, and also pronunciation extremely well because their brains, are highly adaptable. Mhm. I know parents will have seen this. Maybe today you did this to a child, and then the following day you'll see the child doing that, doing the same to you. It is because their brain are highly adaptable. So if we start speaking to them at an early age, now we are going to help them learn very fast and also pronounce these words well and faster and start speaking soon. Mhm. Another proven point, this is number 16, is that positive feedback motivates learners. This is for you teachers and also parents. So positive feedback will always improves, you know, positive feedback motivates learners. That is true. So, if you celebrate a small win, it will encourage a student to keep learning instead of giving up on their mistakes. Mhm. So that's why mostly in my class, if Alana has answered a question, I'd always say, "Good job, cousin Zuri Sana." I mean, they'll feel really motivated and hmm, that one usually motivates them to continue learning. That one motivates them to continue answering questions in class. So parents and teachers who need to celebrate these small wins in order to encourage students to keep learning instead of if they have made a mistake in maybe certain pronunciation, don't give up. Okay, celebrate those small wins because it is through that is going to improve more on you know in their learning journey, in their language learning journey. Mhm. Now we have um, interactive lessons keep attentions longer. Teachers, this is for you. So when you are structuring a lesson, make sure that you make your lessons to be very, very interactive. Mhm. Ask questions in class. Use games. Use polls. Use movement and conversation to prevent learners from becoming passive listeners. You need to put that into consideration. When learners are engaged, when learners are answering questions, when learners are participating in learning, it becomes even better to capture their attention. Remember, they lose concentration very fast. And the best thing for you as a teacher to do is to make sure that your lessons are very interactive. Your lessons keep them hooked. And that is the only way you can keep them in class longer and have better outcome when it comes to language learning. Yeah. So another proven point is that learning in context works better than memorizing list. I know most of parents have a list of vocabularies that they have written down and then they're giving their kids, telling them to make sure that they have memorized those words. So learning in context works better than this memorization. Yeah. Now let us look at this example. Teaching ninakula ndizi, which is I am eating a banana, is more effective than teaching the word or teaching the vocabulary ndizi. Mhm. So let us use context rather than memorizing list because context is way, way better. Context is way, way effective than only teaching one particular vocabulary. Teachers who are in this stream, do you um do you concur with me? Do you agree with me? Do these methods really work for you too? Tell me on the comment section what works better for you. Is it the memorizing list, or is it teaching teaching in context? Please tell me in the comment section what you think works better for you. So, um, another point is that language learning builds, cultural awareness. That is true. Language learning builds what we call cultural awareness. Mhm. So, learning a language also introduces learner to traditions. It introduces learners to their tradition, food, music, history, and their values. So, if they keep on learning, remember you're not only giving them a belonging, but you're also introducing them to your traditions, introducing them to a type of words that that particular language have as a tradition, music, history, and as well as their values, as well as the values of that particular community. Mhm. So again, what I need us to remember is that heritage language strengthens identity. Why would you rush to letting your kid learn a language online? It is because this heritage language, it strengthens their identity. And that's why we have this online learning, because it is, again, it's going to shorten the distance, and again, it is also going to, strengthen your children identity. They are going to know where they come from, they're going to learn about their roots, and it's going to be a gift that they live to remember. It's going to be a gift that they're going to pass on from one generation to the next. Now, children who speak their family language often feel more connected. That is true. They feel more connected to their grandparents, relatives, and their cultural roots. I know parents, your parents, I know parents who are here, your parents give you all that. And that's why you are able to connect with them fearlessly. And that's why you're eager to want your kids to also know about their roots, so that they can keep on connecting to to their grandparents and their relatives back at home. Mhm. Again, another point that has been proven and works is that um online classes can be highly personalized. That is true. You know why I'm saying that? Because someone may come and say that, oh, I am a total or complete beginner, and these are the areas that I want to learn first, because I want to visit this and this place, and I want to communicate with these people. So from there, as a teacher, I will make sure that the lesson is structured to your liking. I'll make sure that the lesson is well personalized according to what you want. Uh-huh. So teachers can adapt, you know, a lesson to a learner's interest, learner's goal, learner's pace. They may say that um, if learning this takes this duration, how about we take this? We listen. We will do what you say. And maybe if you say that my child learns better in, you know, with other children, that is what we do. If you say that you like your child to learn alone, we will also personalize that. That is one of the best way, yeah, the best thing about online classes because they are going to be catered, or they are going to be structured into your own liking. Isn't that wonderful? Mhm. Another point is that uh, immediate feedback speeds improvement. See, like the other point where we say that you need to appreciate learners in class, which also this one is almost the same, where we say that immediate feedback will speed up improvement. Mhm. So, correcting pronunciation or grammar during a lesson improves learners from, prevent learners from developing this habit that are harder to change later. So, if you have that feedback, you give that learner feedback immediately in class, I mean, the child will change immediately rather than having to wait and try to correct it later. It's going to be harder for this particular learner to change right now. Mm-hmm. So, another point is that short lessons improves concentration. Yeah, that is true. When you structure your lessons, teachers, when you structure them into bits, small, small bits. You don't have to learn if you're learning about, or if you're teaching about colors. You don't have to teach the 7 colors of the rainbow within one lesson. You can divide it into bits, you know. So if you divide them into bits, it means that they are going to learn the three way better, because you'll keep on doing repetition in songs, in activities, and in all that very fast, and then they are going to understand. So make sure that we have short lessons, which will also help learners concentrate. Now, another point is that technology makes learning engaging. Yeah, that is true. With these new technologies that we have right now, it has made learning engaging. It has made also learning to be very, very interactive. You know why? Because we have digital flashcards, we have quizzes as well, and then we have interactive whiteboards. That is true because entirely we have these whiteboards where now we allow learners to use them. We allow learners to interact with that board where they have to write their moods, they have to write how they are feeling, you know. So this one, it has made learning to be very, very engaging, you know. And then we also have interactive educational games, you know, which also increases what you call participation and motivation. So this one increases participation and motivation. Each learner would want to participate. Each learner would want to take part in that particular class because it is very, engaging. It is very interactive. Mhm. Now, we also have another point, which is every learner progresses differently. Every learner progresses differently in online learning. Yeah. So as parents and teachers, do not compare, do not compare students, because each learner has different strength, different experience, and learning speeds. So if we understand that, we will know how to deal with these learners at every different level. Another thing is that practice outside class is very, very essential. Now, this is for you parents. When a child has already had an online class with the teachers, please make sure you practice with them. Remember, you don't have to be fluent, just practice with them, you know, by watching videos, listening to music, reading books, and speaking with a family member to reinforce. Remember, we said that listening to a native speak improves fluency. Yes, that's it. So, uh, speaking with a family member to reinforce what was already learned during the lesson. That one really, really helps big time. Putting in mind that listening to a native will always improve fluency. Yeah. So we have another one, which is learning another language improves brain functionality. I know other parents say that if he or she is already speaking English, English is enough. English is a language of instruction in most of the universities and colleges and school. They don't have to learn another language. No. Research that we have today suggests that bilingual learners often develop stronger memories, attention, problem solving skills, and mental flexibility. So do not limit your child in learning one particular language. No, make sure that they are learning another language so that it improves their brain functionality. Uh-huh. Another one because we are almost coming to an end of our live stream. Um, Motivation is one of the strongest predictors of success. Motivation is one of the predictors of, motivation is one of the strongest predictors of success. Why am I saying this? Learners who have clear reasons, such as um, communicating with family, career advancement, or travel, are more likely to stay connected, are more likely to keep on learning. So, parents, maybe you may tell your kids that, oh, we are planning on visiting Africa or planning to visit Kenya or Tanzania this coming summer, and you need to learn some few Swahili words so that you can communicate with grandmama and grandpa. So with this motivation, it will keep this learner, to stay connected. They'd want to learn more because there is a reward, and the reward is going to Africa, going to Kenya, going to Tanzania. Mhm. So with this in mind, they will really, really want to do better. And that's why we're saying that the motivation is the strongest predictors of success. And they are likely to do well in this when they are motivated. Yeah. So again, teachers create learning environment. You know, having this teacher online will definitely create a very good learning environment because, you know, a warm, patient, encouraging teacher would help, student to feel safe, you know, enough to participate, ask questions, and also, may make mistakes because the environment itself allows that to take place. The environment itself is not a criticizing environment. It is an encouraging environment. It is an environment that enables this learner to grow. And then lastly, language learning is a journey, not a race. Parents, are you here? Language journey, language journey is a journey. It is not a race. You know, fluency doesn't happen overnight. Small, consistent improvements every week will eventually lead to confident communication, will eventually um, help your child to start speaking. Now, whether you are, you know, whether you are learning Swahili as an adult or helping your child connect with their heritage, remember this: language learning isn't about being perfect. It is about being consistent. Every new word, every conversation, every lesson brings you step closer to fluency. Yeah? So keep showing up, keep practicing, and trust the process. That's how real progress works. So let's keep showing up, let's keep practicing, and let's trust the process because eventually, or at the end, it is going to pay off. And again, at the heart of language learning, at the heart of language learning, it isn't or it is not about grammar or vocabulary. No, 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 no. It is about connection. Every new word a child is learning is a bridge to their to their family culture, history, and their future. So, as parents and educators, our job isn't to, create perfect speakers. No, it is to create confident communicators who are proud of who they are and where they are coming from. I hope this learning was very educative. I hope we have learned one or two things because they are very, very educative and very informative in our language journey, either to you as one who is watching me, or as a parent, or as a bilingual parent, because this one is very important because this is one thing that you can pass to your children and they are going to be proud of because eventually they'll also pass it to their children. So, thank you so much for joining my live today. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in my next live. Bye. Bye.